JB Cycles here on December the 10th. Today I would like to look at the S&P and a 34-week cycle. And actually it's kind of a 17-week cycle. And what is that cycle? It's this one in red. It's the maximum tidal force felt on the Sun by the planets Venus, Earth and Jupiter. But actually you can remove Earth from this equation. It's actually the Venus-Jupiter conjunctions and oppositions seen from the Sun. This is astronomy. It's not astrology. That would be geocentric but anyway, so the planets here are acting on the Sun, and I have previously shown that very strong geomagnetic storms also correlate with this tidal force cycle. So obviously it has some effect on the Sun and on the Earth, but exactly what mechanisms that are in play here I cannot say for certain. So I will go over some historical data, and at the end I will give you my interpretation for today's situation for the S&P. So in red here we see a 17-week cycle, and the lows are at the maximum tidal force, and I would focus on a 34-week cycle, so two of these cycles. So here we are in 1999, and I should also say this will just be a visual analysis. I could do this more on data, but this is only visual. So we see, actually we can see a market low at this cycle low, but I will focus on the major lows, and this looks like a more major low than this one. So we have 34 weeks. Here we have a low a bit late, but this is not the major low, this is the major low. 34 weeks. 34 weeks, major low. 34 weeks, a major low here. We did have a deep low here in the middle too, but this is the major low, the 11th September crash. And then something happens, because the next major low should be here. And we have some kind of a low here trying to rally, but then it collapses. So here the rhythm breaks. We have a long cycle, and then it gets a bit messy. We have an early low here, so now it's shifted by 17 weeks. So the next major low is here. We can't see any real low here. It's very bullish. Then we have this one. Yeah, it's a major low. It's a major low. It's a major low. It's a major low. You see, and here it works. Here it says that should be a major low. Okay. We have a mid-cycle low here, and this is the major cycle low. And the next one here is the final bear market low in 2009. As you see, it works fine so far. Here we have a major market low. Can't really see a major low, but you know this is in a very bullish phase after a bear market low. And then the next low is here. We had a flash crash in 2010, and actually it was a bit late low. And then we have a low somewhere here. Must be this one, a bit late. And then we have the 2011 low. So as you see, it has been working perfectly all the way, except for here the cycle shifted, and like here we couldn't see any real low at that point. But for many years it works very fine. We have this major low, and then something happens. There should be a low here in well, what is it? I can't really see. Yeah, anyway, of some reason the market shifted rhythm here. We see the market low is at this red point and not at the cycle low. And going to the next one, this should be a market low, and it looks like a market low, but maybe we are shifted. That's also a market low. Going to the next one, well, kind of, well, this shifted low looks more like a market low. And here, well, there are kind of lows at both points, but this red low looks more like a major low than the blue ones. Then we get to this point. Yeah, now we are back in phase with the cycle. At this red shifted low, there's no real market low. So, are we finally back in sync with the cycle? No, then we get to the next low. It's not where it's supposed to be. It's again this early shifted low. And we get to this point. Well, now we are starting maybe to get back in sync. Maybe we had an early low here. Yeah, and then we look at this low. There's kind of a low there. So after a long period being kind of out of phase with the cycle, we are starting to get back in phase with the cycle. So we see here major low, the mid-cycle lows probably here, and then the final low here. Well, actually that was a bit late low. You know, market tried to make a low here at the cycle low, but it failed and we had a late low. Then we have the next cycle low. Again we have this slightly shifted behavior. And then we have the COVID crash, also a bit late low. So these three lows are all a bit late. And then we are back in phase with the cycle. And here can't really see a real market low here, but market tried to correct but couldn't. So that was according to the cycle a major low. And here we have the mid-cycle low, and then this major low, a bit late low, and here a major low. That was the bear market low. And then it gets messy again, because here at the theoretical cycle low we can't really see a low. Well, if you tilt your head to the side, you know, you maybe think that looks like a low, but that, you know, in March we had some banks failing. That looks like a market low. And we see the next theoretical cycle low is late January, but we just had a major market low here. And you know, if you measure the distance between two of these major lows, you know, that's 34 weeks. And if you measure the distance between these major lows, hey, that's 34 weeks. So, as you can see, this cycle has periods, or I should say the market has periods where we are a bit out of phase with this cycle. And that can last for several years before we get back in sync with the cycle. And when we are out of phase with the cycle, we have this actual market low in red, and often we see some weakness around the theoretical. And that's my outlook in the current situation. You know, this out of phase condition could stay for a while. We should prepare for major market lows at these red lines, and perhaps some weakness around the theoretical low, but you know, we are now just at the start of a new 34-week cycle, and it should make a low around May, June next year. And I think we could see some weakness here where the theoretical cycle low is, and that's January. But you know, we are like this is an analog, meaning we could go sideways into January and then we rally. So that's that fits nicely with what my scenarios say, what I should expect from the S&P based on historical analogs and some other stuff I'm looking at. So yeah, looks like something happened to the market, making it out of phase with the cycle, and it may last for a while. So, see you!